Hi everybody, it's Tom from FindTheBestCarPrice.com. Today we're going to take a look at the 2022 Honda Pilot and try to help you make a decision on whether you should buy a 2022 or maybe wait for the 2023 model to arrive. The exterior color on this model is lunar silver. It has a black interior, and this is the Honda Pilot TrailSport. So there are going to be some differences here, such as all-weather or all-season floor mats. You can have the TrailSport logo here only in the front headrests. I think that should be in all of the headrests. Tell me what you think. You can also see the yellow stitching right here, or kind of orange really is what that really looks like, I guess. But it's there matching the TrailSport logo on all of the seats. Now here's the thing. I'm going to tell you what you get with the TrailSport package on this trim level. The price on this model, because of what has been added by the dealership, is $50,295. And you might think, whoa, that's way above what I would expect to pay. And I understand that. Here's what they've added. They added the black lug nuts on those 18-inch wheels. They added the window tint as well. That's not factory tint. They actually added that at the dealership. There is a cargo tray that has been added, and I believe they also upgraded the floor mats. There are quite a few things they've added here. I don't think this model has auto butler on it, but if it did, that would be paint protection. I don't think that's here because I didn't see it on the sticker. But just in case you were wondering why it costs so much, well, there you go. Plus those running boards down there, which one thing I do like about those, this vehicle flat does not need these. In fact, it kind of defeats the purpose of having a little bit of additional ride height that is part of that TrailSport trim level. But they're here. You could always have them taken off, I guess, if you bought this model. But the good thing, if you did use them and did need them, at least you know nobody's going to slip right there, because you can see that graphite material that's on there, kind of like a grip tape on a skateboard. Well, that's what it is. So what exactly do you get with this TrailSport package? Well, you're going to have those black 18-inch wheels, the black mirrors. You're going to have the roof rails up there. There is also going to be the TrailSport interior changes that we talked about, and a little bit of increased ride height in addition to the larger fender flares here that honestly make me think of a Jeep when I look at this. I don't know about you, one of the Jeep Cherokees, something like that. It kind of looks a little similar to that. So let's talk about what you have that you would normally have here. LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED fog lights. And what exactly do I think we're going to see as far as changes go? Well, if you look at the 2022 Passport, I think you're going to pretty much have an idea of what this model is going to look like. The front end is likely to be squared off, kind of more boxy looking, and there really aren't going to be a lot of massive changes, I don't believe, where that's concerned. I know a lot of you are wanting to see a hybrid powertrain, so we'll have to see what comes in the future. Now, on this particular model, you're going to find 245/60 tires, 60 being the size of the sidewall right there. That's good. You want a taller sidewall because it means a smoother ride. There's more to soak up the bumps driving down the road right there. It isn't as jarring, so to speak. And of course, we already talked about those black 18-inch rims that you have right there. And as we work our way around to the rear cargo area, you do have a power rear lift gate. Now, this is not going to be the hands-free version in the respect of you can just wave your foot under the bumper and, well, there you go, everything opens. So, towing capacity is supposed to be up to 3,500 pounds, and you can get all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive with this vehicle. And you can lower these rear seats down to maximize cargo space. Let's see if I can do that one-handed real quick just to kind of demonstrate that for you. There we go. That is done. There's also storage space under the floor as well if you need to use that. We're going to try and get that out of the way. Storage space under the floor, and then we'll go right here and show you how you can maximize cargo space, well, a little bit further, which, by the way, what exactly is the cargo space? 18 cubic feet all the way up to 87 cubic feet. And depending on how much of a load you have between cargo and passengers, maybe you're pulling a small trailer, what exactly is motivating this model to get down the road? Let's open the hood and I'll tell you all about it. All right, guys, here it is, the 3.5 liter V6. It puts out 280 horsepower, 262 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And here's your gas mileage numbers. According to Honda, at least the estimates of what they are. 19 city, 25 highway, 21 combined, and according to Honda, if you're really careful with your right foot, you should use 4.8 gallons of gas per every 100 miles you drive. Tell me what you think about that. Are those good or bad numbers? And when it comes to the interior and the rear seat area, you've got your door bin right there, a couple of drink holders for different sizes, and then, even though these windows are nice and dark, as far as the additional tint that the dealership has added, you do have the manual shades right there. And something I like to show here, take a look at the difference between one side to the next. You can move the seat on either side all the way up, kind of adjust that a little bit for the rear seat passengers. And I'll show you how I fit back there in just a second. But as you can see, you've got the air conditioning vents. Everybody has air conditioning vents in this vehicle, whether it's here in this middle row or in the rear seat area, as we'll see in just a second. And then you have tri-zone climate control. Everything is controlled via the control panel right here, and there are 2 USB ports down there. Also map pockets on the rear of the seats for additional storage. And it's really easy to get into that rear seat area. Just push that button right there. It doesn't automatically move up. You do have to shove that up and out of the way, but that's how it works. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna hop back here and let's do this. First, let me just show you. Here's what it looks like with the seat forward, basically as I have it on the other side. I really can't stretch my legs out the way I'd like to, but I guess if I had to ride like this for a little while, it wouldn't be too bad. But with the seat all the way back, I don't know about that. I think that might be a bit much for me personally at 5'10". And the good news though, if you are riding in the rear seat area and somebody forgets to let you out, well, all you have to do is push that button right there, and then you can shove that forward and get right out. And two of the most common things I know a lot of you ask for as we take a look at the conventional size sunroof. A lot of you say you would like to see Honda add a panoramic sunroof and also add a hybrid powertrain. Let's keep asking about that, because I know a lot of you want to see that happen. Eventually, I think you will, because obviously we know it's out there. Honda obviously has it. It's just a matter of putting it in these vehicles and making sure that it's not too low on horsepower. Okay, quick look at the passenger side door. You do have the upper and the lower door bins there, as you can see. So if those rear door bins are not enough, well, obviously you have that as an option. And the glove box. I always wonder if there should be a different name for this, because I don't think I've ever put gloves in a glove box, but I don't know. You tell me what you do with that area. Push button start for the engine, and then right over here, here is where the controls for the side view mirrors is located. You can turn Econ mode on right there, and you do have 2 settings for seat memory for the driver's seat, and I probably don't have to tell you what all is right there as far as the buttons and the switches and everything go. You know what those are. Steering wheel mounted controls, steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. There is the dashboard, and something that I know a lot of people, well, do and some don't like. The push button shifter. Tell me what your opinion is down in the comments section. And speaking of the shifter, let's go into reverse. We'll take a quick look at the rear view camera, and I apologize for that flashy kind of blinky look on the screen. That is from the lens on the GoPro that I'm filming with. Just one of those unfortunate things that I run into with that. But here's the thing. You've got navigation here. This is a super easy navigation system to learn. This is a very easy infotainment system to learn, that's for sure. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You've got everything that you probably want here as far as what you can control. There's your dual zone climate control for the front seats here. And you don't have ventilated seats. You do have heated seats, but those will not be coming on the test drive today. That is for sure. And then you have 2 more options for connectivity right here with the 12 volt and the USB port. Also, here is your wireless charging pad. Obviously, a little bit of a bottle test. That fits in there, well, not really well. It's too small, but it does fit. That tells you that you have a lot of space left over there. And let's take a look into the rather plentiful, as far as space goes, center console. More connectivity here, another 12 volt, another USB. You've got 2 12 volts here in the front seat area, and you've got a total of 2 USB ports, and then the 2 extra in the rear seat area. But last but not least, if you're going to own one of these, you probably want to know how it drives. Well, let's get out on the road and answer that question. Okay, I'm gonna get out on the road here, starting off in econ mode, give you a bit of an idea of how things work. And like I said, when you are in econ mode, I've said this earlier in the video, I believe, all it does is limit how quickly the RPM of the engine climbs. So ultimately, when you go from econ into drive, well, the RPMs are going to climb a little bit higher, a little bit faster. Maybe not higher, but just faster. And then obviously in sport mode, well, you have sport mode there as well. And then you do have snow mode. You have several different driving modes. You have normal, snow, you have mud, and you have sand. I mean, heck, we're driving around in the TrailSport, so you better have some off-road versions, right? Or off-road driving modes, right? And so, just so you know what's there. But when I go into S, I'm gonna hit it real quick. I can definitely tell a difference in how this Pilot accelerates down the road. It's putting as much power to the ground as it can in that respect. I don't know if I should say that too much in the video because, well, this is by no means a high-performance vehicle, that's for sure. Wow, what would you think about that? Would you like to see maybe a Honda Pilot SI, or dare I say we see a Pilot Type R? That would be interesting. What do you think about that? Tell me in the comments, or tell Honda down in the comments more importantly, because they might actually say, hey, that's something we should do. That would be interesting to see. I don't know that we'll see it, but anyway, these Pilots are always enjoyable to drive. They have a nice, smooth ride quality. The seating itself is comfortable here in the front, and I say that because, well, I don't have anybody to put in the driver's seat today, so I can sit in the middle and rear seat area and tell you what that experience is like. But I would imagine it's not too bad. So as far as learning the vehicle goes, because there is a lot of technology here that I know a lot of people are saying, well, I've never had this kind of technology before. I'm kind of afraid of it. You know, I've had people that have said that in the comments section on these videos before. Well, here's the thing. There are some vehicles out there that are much more challenging to learn as far as the newer technology than others. Honda is not one of those. So no matter which Honda you choose to buy, whether it's this Pilot or a Civic or a Ridgeline or whatever it is, the technology here is simple to learn, simple to use. It's just once you get used to it, you're going to say to yourself, wow, that wasn't so bad. So overall, very high marks here. The driving experience is good. To me, the brake pedal feels a tiny bit soft, but keep this in mind. That is because my daily driver has a fairly aggressive brake pedal. So to me, hopping into another vehicle, well, it might feel soft, and someone else might hop in here and say, no, that feels perfectly balanced to me. So whatever it is you're used to, well, that's what's going to kind of determine what you ultimately think the vehicle is doing when it comes to brake pedal and how the gas pedal operates and all that. The acceleration is really solid here. When I drop the pedal, if I need to accelerate up to a higher speed limit, it doesn't have any trouble getting there. So overall, a lot of storage, very comfortable, plenty of power to get down the road. There's a lot of space for cargo capacity, for what the passengers need to store, for what you might need to haul in the rear cargo area. So overall, as always have to give high marks to these Pilots. It will be very interesting to see what is officially coming with the 2023 version of the Pilot. I believe that will be worth the wait if that's what you're waiting for. But in the meantime, if you want something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, such as what we've looked at today, then with this Pilot TrailSport, well, this is definitely something you need to head to your local Honda dealership and check out if they have one there. If not, well, you've got this video to help out. You can always run down and order one. To learn more about the model in today's video, visit the link in the description for a detailed comparison between trims and pricing for the vehicle we featured or any vehicle you may be interested in. These pages feature information such as our recommended trim level based on price, value, and features. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We look forward to seeing you next time.